Sometimes, the scariest things aren't hiding in the dark. They're right next to you. They're only captured when the flash goes off, while you remain clueless. These are some of the most disturbing, unforeseen details ever captured on camera. Back in the mid-90s, two brothers were getting ready for a concert with their dad. Before leaving, they snapped a few Polaroids, just something to remember the night. But when they looked through the photos later, one of them stood out. In it, there was a hand on one of the brothers' shoulders. But here's the thing. No one else was close enough to place it there. For years, the family has kept that photo, showing it to friends and relatives, hoping someone might have an answer. No one ever did. Many believed it was more than just a glitch, guessing that something unseen tagged along for the night. Phantom legs. This photo's origins are a mystery, yet for years, it's quietly circulated through old forums and paranormal circles, often labeled as a cursed photograph. At first glance, everything looks normal with two kids smiling for the camera, but when you really look, you'll notice something strange. Between them is an extra pair of legs without an upper body. According to legend, even the family was shaken by it. And to this day, no one had a solid explanation. Was it an optical illusion? Or did the camera capture something it wasn't supposed to? Let me know your take on this. Closet spy. A photo has been making the rounds online, giving people the chills. It showed a group of friends smiling before a night out, but it's what's in the background that got everyone talking. Tucked between the hanging clothes in the closet was a gray face, with eyes that almost seemed to glow. The group claimed they didn't notice anything strange at the time, and even now, they have no explanation. Some believed it was a spirit caught on camera. Others said it was just a prank. One that might have gone too far. Either way, this one's hard to unsee. Forest apparition. This eerie photo was taken during a quiet winter hike in Queensland's Bunya Mountains. The uploader had paused to capture sunlight streaming through the trees, but what appeared later was something else entirely. His daughter spotted it first. A shadowy figure in an old black gown, standing deep in the woods. The man swore the path had been empty. Later, when he showed the photo to his boss, she shared a terrifying story. Her daughter had once panicked in that exact spot, claiming something was watching them. Coincidence, or something darker that still lingers in those woods? I'll let you decide. Uninvited guest. In July 2023, a woman snapped photos of her fiancé clearing weeds in her parents' backyard. But later that night, something else appeared in one of the images. Near the picnic table, recently moved for the first time in years, stood a shadowy figure no one had seen in person. The couple had been alone outside, and no one could explain the presence. Though strange events had occurred in the house before, this was the first time something was caught on camera. And so far, the last. So was it something tied to the table? Perhaps the ghost of some previous owner? Reflection. In 2019, a photo stirred confusion after people spotted something strange. A creepy figure reflected in the background. The figure appeared to wear a purple shirt, but according to the poster, no one nearby had on anything close. Many pointed out its resemblance to Michael Myers, calling it more of a masked prank than a paranormal glitch. Still, others weren't convinced. Whether ghost, costume, or something else entirely, the eerie reflection remains unexplained and continues to leave netizens deeply unsettled. Unseen grip. A photo circulating on the internet showed what looked like a routine arrest. 3 officers and 2 men, one being restrained. But the moment you looked twice, things took a chilling turn. On the far right stood a man with arms crossed, staring at the arrest. Nothing strange until you notice the hand. A pale, unaccounted-for hand rested firmly on his left shoulder, yet no one stood beside him. Was it an editing trick? A hidden figure? Some joked it was Thing from the Addams Family.
Hello, Thing. Surrender?
While others couldn't explain how a hand could appear so clearly without a body. Hotel haunting. A chilling photo shared by a man left people unsettled, sparking debate over possible proof of the paranormal. The snapshot was taken in 2012 during a birthday stay at a hotel in downtown Chicago. While capturing a selfie with the city's skyline behind him, he unknowingly caught something else. A woman sitting on the bed, her jaw unnaturally gaping, as if in pain or mid-cry. He swore he was completely alone. Only the next day, on the train ride home, did he notice the figure. He described the room in detail. No one else had access. To make matters worse, the hotel had long carried rumors of being haunted. Trail watcher. A few years ago, a man posted a trail cam photo that still creeps people out today. It was taken outside his remote cabin in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia, and in the black and white shot stood a tall, shadowy figure. Two glowing eyes stared directly into the camera, dead center. Based on where those eyes aligned, the thing had to be nearly 8 feet tall. No known animals matched its height. The man ruled everything out. Even after brightening the photo, the figure only looked stranger. Was it a ghost? A cryptid? Either way, something was watching, and it wasn't human. Shadow watcher. A guy was leaving his friend's house around dusk when he spotted something that stopped him in his tracks. Perched on the edge of a wall along the sidewalk was a shadow, but there was no one nearby. No figure that could have possibly cast it. He quickly snapped a photo and uploaded it online in disbelief. The image shows a human-like shadow, seated, completely still, yet undeniably there. Some netizens believed it was one of the legendary shadow people, watchers from beyond the veil, but without any further explanation, the mystery still lingers. Fenced apparition. Captured on a remote, heavily secured property, this black and white photo showed what looked like a woman walking across the land, but the area was surrounded by razor wire fencing, making unauthorized entry nearly impossible. The trail camera had triggered, yet a full search turned up nothing. There were no signs, and no other cameras picked her up. Netizens were quick to speculate. Was it a ghost caught in a loop? A woman from another time, dressed in what looked like vintage clothing. The figure left behind only questions and a single haunting image. Ghostly guest. During a lively family get-together, someone snapped a group photo. Just a simple way to capture a joyful day. But later, as they reviewed the image, they noticed something that made their hearts stop. In the background stood a figure, one that looked exactly like their late grandmother. The resemblance was uncanny. Same clothes, same posture, yet she had passed long ago. Some chalked it up to pareidolia, a trick of light and shadows. But for the family, it felt like something more. Maybe, just maybe, she showed up one last time to be with the people she loved most. Veiled apparition. This eerie photo caused quite a stir when it surfaced online. According to the uploader, it was taken in a church parking lot while waiting for a fireworks show to begin. But what stood out wasn't the sky. It was the strange figure in the distance, dressed in what looked like a long white gown with a veil draped over its head. Many believed it resembled a ghostly bride. Legends of tragic brides haunting places tied to sorrow or betrayal exist across cultures. Could this be one of them, or was it just an eerie trick of the light? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Phantom Vicar. This chilling photo has been circulating for decades, and many still call it one of the greatest ghost captures ever recorded. Snapped in 1956 by a man inside Eastry Church in Kent, England, it showed a transparent figure, seated on a pew, wearing a priest's collar. The photographer insisted only he, his wife, and a cleaning lady were present at the time. So who or what was that figure? Some suspected double exposure, but found no clear evidence. And considering how difficult such effects were to fake back then, it raised more questions than answers. Could it have been a former vicar tied to the place? Or are we still missing something? Dining haunting. Every so often, a post surfaces that truly sends a chill down your spine. This was one of them. A guy shared a series of old photos taken when he was just 14, posing at his dining table. The first image looked normal, but in the second, a shadowy figure appeared behind him. The third showed something looming over his shoulder. By the fourth, nothing. The photos were taken within seconds. So what exactly was caught on camera? He also mentioned strange events in the house, like a bed shaking in his brother's room and a voice through the radio saying weird stuff. Was this shadowy figure giving him a warning? Tube passenger. This photo from the London Underground has left social media rattled. At first, it looked like a regular snap of a young man riding the train, but zoom in and you'll see it. A ghostly face in the window's reflection, sunken eyes, gray skin, and no one there to match it. The person who posted it said they didn't notice anything strange until a week later. When they zoomed in, the shock made them drop their laptop. The image sparked a frenzy. Some believed it was a ghostly apparition in the train. Others chalked it off as a prank. Mirror figure. A man recently shared an eerie discovery on social media after house hunting in northeast England. While browsing properties on Rightmove, one listing stood out. Not for the house, but for what was caught in one of the bedroom photos. In a mirror's reflection, a semi-transparent silhouette could be seen, hands casually tucked into its pockets. It didn't match the photographer's angle, leading many to believe it wasn't just a trick of light. Little was known about the property's past, but that didn't stop folks online from speculating that this was a lingering spirit accidentally captured on camera. Dirt road shadows. Talking about eerie trail cam captures, this one was downright freaky. A social media user shared a black and white image snapped by a Bluetooth game cam while hunting with their dad. It showed two strange figures. To the right, a misty white form floated above the trail. But the left side was worse. What looked like the lower half of a human body, except the legs bent like a goat's. No other photos were taken that night, and with no homes, lights, or people nearby, the area was dead quiet. So what did the camera catch out there in the dark? Silent watcher. An explorer and his girlfriend found something eerie back in 2020. They spotted a strange figure pacing near the trees. Disturbed, the guy snapped a photo. Zoomed in, the figure looked even more unsettling. Something about it just felt off. Despite digging through online threads and theories, nothing matched. Some claimed it was a cryptid, others called it a ghost, but no one has figured out who or what was staring back from those woods. Imaginary companion. You know how kids have imaginary friends? But what if they aren't so imaginary? A concerned mother once snapped a photo of her son, kneeling on the living room floor, chatting with an imaginary friend. But he wasn't alone. Next to him, clear as day, was a pale, distorted figure, semi-transparent and crouched beside him. She'd already noticed strange things, noises, objects moving, but nothing prepared her for this. The image quickly spread online, dividing netizens. Some blamed photo glitches. Others believed it was proof that children might see things we can't. Ghostly ride. A guy uploaded a chilling photo taken years ago by his grandmother. She'd been babysitting at the time and swore the photo showed a baby riding on the back of a ghost. According to her, the ghost was that of a woman who once lived in the house, the wife of a doctor who, along with her baby, tragically passed away of illness many years ago. The grandmother stood by the photo's authenticity, citing both her own eerie experiences. If real, This might be one of the clearest ghost photos ever caught. Cliffside spirit. A woman received a photo from a friend of her mother's snapped during a hike at Jeffrey's Cliffs in Hawesville, Kentucky. It seemed like a wholesome family outing until she posted it online. Netizens quickly pointed out something strange: a transparent figure looming over the family. It looked like an old man with a mustache and a hat, but no one remembered seeing anyone nearby. The area is remote, and the family insisted they were alone when the photo was taken. Makes you wonder, can the lens catch what the eye can't? Shadow trick. Even the most mundane places can have a mystery. A visitor at a UK pub shared a strange photo. At first glance, nothing looks off. But look closer. The shadow of the word coffee on the wall is missing the letter F. The sign reads just fine, but the shadow, not so much. Some called it an optical illusion. Others suggested something, or someone, was interfering with the light, a glitch in physics, or a playful apparition. I'll let you decide. Frozen visitor. A guy visiting the Mount St. Helens Science and Learning Center snapped a few photos of the mannequin displays. Families posed admiring the mountain view, but one figure stood out, an elderly woman, too realistic. While the others clearly looked like mannequins, this one had detailed skin, wrinkles, jewelry, even fingernails. A close-up revealed cracks on her plaster hand, and beneath them, what looked like real skin. Theories flooded in: plastination, cement casting over an actual person, maybe even donated remains. Some speculated she wasn't a mannequin at all, but a real woman who somehow stayed impossibly still. Could it be cosplay, or something far stranger? Window watcher. A woman's nighttime photo of New Orleans' abandoned charity hospital stirred major debate online. Closed since Hurricane Katrina in 2005, the building should have been empty, yet one window told a different story. In the image, a glowing purplish shape appeared in an upper window. When zoomed in, it looked like a figure, maybe even sitting. The woman thought it could be a Christmas tree, since the photo was taken during the holidays. But that raised more questions. Who was living there? Others weren't so sure. Some saw a ghostly figure, maybe a Katrina victim. A few even believed it was something much darker watching. Extra foot. This photo stirred up serious debate in the paranormal community. Snapped during a museum tour, it shows a young man walking past a glass exhibit. Everything looks normal until you spot his feet. He appears to have 3. Alongside the black sole of his left shoe, there's a second foot in front, wearing a completely different shoe. Some chalked it up to Photoshop or a motion blur, but the mismatched footwear and unnatural placement ruled that out for many. Could this be a glitch in reality, or a ghostly foot trying to walk unnoticed among the living? In the window. A couple took their kids to a children's museum. Just a regular day of fun and photos. But one picture left them horrified. Upstairs stood a faint figure by the window, hardly noticeable at first glance. But when zoomed in, you can clearly see 2 small hands pressed up against the glass. The figure appeared child-sized. As the image spread online, some claimed it was the spirit of a lost child trapped in the building. Skeptics dismissed it as a camera glitch. But what if it wasn't? Shadow visitor. A bizarre set of photos shared by a social media user reignited fascination with Colorado's infamous Stanley Hotel, best known for inspiring The Shining. The user posted 2 quick shots of an empty hallway, but in the second, a shadowy figure appeared at the far end. They claimed both images were taken in burst mode, just seconds apart. There was no one visible when the photos were taken. Given the hotel's chilling reputation, many began to speculate. Was this one of the spirits said to roam its halls? After all, the Stanley has long been called one of the most haunted hotels in America. Ghostly goodbye. A man rescued a kitten from extreme heat, but heartbreakingly, its sibling didn't make it. he brought the surviving kitten home and snapped a photo to mark the moment. But as he turned to leave the room, the camera, previously switched off, clicked on its own. When he checked it, he was stunned. The photo showed a faint, misty figure resembling a cat. Many believed it was the spirit of the lost sibling, returning for one last visit. Skeptics called it a glitch, but some bonds, it seems, don't end so easily. Snowless spirits. An eerie trail cam image captured in Wisconsin stirred debate across the internet. Out of 200 photos snapped during the season's first snowfall, one stood out, showing several strange figures standing on visible grass, while the rest showed snow-covered ground. A person claiming psychic abilities gave a chilling interpretation that these were spirits from two separate timelines caught as residual echoes. They believed the group on the right was a father and 3 children, 2 of them appearing headless. Others weren't so sure, suggesting they looked more like runners in raincoats. Whether spirits or shadows, the image left everyone deeply unsettled. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.